What's going on, Sacramento? It's your boy Skip, aka Skip and Tosh, here of the Sacktown Breakdown. Got another one for you. This one is not as happy as the Kings drop the game to the Pacers 94-91. Sacramento Kings take the L and lose the game to go back down to 500. 5 wins, 5 losses for the season so far. This is your boy Skip, aka Skip and Tosh, here of the Sacktown Breakdown, breaking down all things related to Sacramento Kings, Stockton Kings, and Kingsguard Gaming. If you're looking for those types of interactions, that type of conversation, those types of tweets, all of that good stuff, podcasts, you're going to want to stay here. You're going to want to stay tuned in and locked in. Make sure you subscribe on the YouTube channel. Make sure you like the video so it spreads to other people in the Kings community. I really appreciate it. And if you want to get this content as soon as it comes out of the oven, make sure you got your notifications turned on. Speaking of turning on, the Kings had a hard time of turning on the offense for this game, and it showed right out the gate. It was really tough. Let's take a look at it. Kings started the game off in the first quarter, 19 points to the Pacers 27. Second quarter, we started to figure it out a little bit, 21 points and 20 for Pacers, 21 for us. We turned up our defense a little bit more. Third quarter came back around, and we had a slight case of the third quarter, not a full-on case, a very slight case of the third quarter. 26 for the Pacers, 24 for us. And then finally, to end the game, 20 points in the fourth quarter for the Pacers, 24 for us. We lose the game by 3 points. Leaders in the game, we had Caris LeVert with 22 points, Harrison Barnes 22 points, Miles Turner with 15 rebounds, Rashawn Holmes with 9, T.J. McConnell with 4 assists, Davion Mitchell with 6, and Miles Turner with 5 blocks, Buddy Hield with 4 steals. It was a tough one to watch, not gonna lie about it. But just the ball movement just wasn't there enough for the Sacramento Kings today. We started figuring out for clusters of time that moving the ball would get us the best shot, but ultimately we didn't execute on that plan enough to pull out the win. Caris LeVert in his 30 minutes with his 22 points, 9 of 22 from the field, 1 of 5 from 3, 6 rebounds, 3 turnovers, 1 steal, 1 a block. I just want to highlight how Davion Mitchell, once we put Davion Mitchell on Caris LeVert, all of that started calming down. If Davion Mitchell wasn't on Caris LeVert might have went for 34. Or at least 30. Davion Mitchell was just wreaking havoc on that guy, and he had to do switches and screens in the fourth quarter for them to get Davion off of him so Caris can get a isolation bucket. Just want to make that known. T.J. McConnell, 32 minutes, 18 points, 8 of 13 from the field, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 turnovers, but 1 steal. T.J. McConnell was playing like that tough, crafty, NBA guard that he was. And there were times where the Pacers are having a hard time getting the bucket and were losing their pulse, and T.J. McConnell came in and gave them exactly that. We have a Donatas Sabonis, 29 minutes, 17 points, 7 of 13 from the field, 0 of 3 from 3, 10 rebounds, so he had his double-double. Played pretty good, had a lot of tough buckets that were very well contested. His touch around the rim is just so perfect, and anyone that's watched him play knows that. Duarte was very surprising. He was really the catalyst for the Pacers to get off to the good start that they did in the first quarter. In his 31 minutes, he had 15 points. He was 50% from the field, 6 of 12, 2 of 5 from 3. Missed his one of his free throws that he got, and 5 rebounds as well as 2 assists. Had 2 turnovers, but a steal. Miles Turner set the tone, being that paint protector that he is. 34 minutes, 12 points, 4 of 10 from the field, 2 of 5 from 3. Hit both of his free throws. He was a plus 22 for his team. 15 rebounds, so he had a monster double-double game. Jrue Holiday in his 28 minutes didn't contribute as much as I felt like he did. 5 points. Jeremy Lamb played 5 minutes, had a bucket. Torrey Craig came in for 28 minutes and only had 2 points. He got into foul trouble. He was just all off kilter. Brad Wanamaker felt like he played in the game more, but he was being neutralized. In his 11 minutes, only had 1 point. And I forgot that, dang it, I knew how to pronounce his name before, but Batazzi, 2 minutes, had nothing, and it looks like, Martin, 4 points, had nothing. The Pacers got off to that early start, and with Rick Carlisle as their coach, they just fought, and we only had the lead, I think, once in the second quarter before we got into the fourth quarter, and then regained the lead again for a small spurt of time. But it was very difficult. King's side of things, Harrison Barnes, 37 minutes, 22 points, 6 of 15 from the field, only 1 of 6 from 3, as my iPad does what it does. We're going to get this figured out, I promise y'all. I apologize for the inconvenience. Troubleshooting the iPad has not been the greatest, but hey, we're doing what we can in Kingsland to bring y'all the content. Harrison Barnes also only had 4 rebounds, but did have 5 assists and 2 steals. De'Aaron Fox, 34 minutes, 17 points. He was 7 of 19 from the field, so we'll take that game from Fox because he had been struggling more than that recently. 1 of 3 from 3. Again, I said I wanted to see Fox's three-point attempts come down, and surely enough, they have. Excuse me. Now I feel like it's just a little bit too many kind of fadeaway jumpers and fades, side fade jumpers, at the elbow. I'd like him just to get his feet set, go right up and knock down that shot. He's more than capable of doing that consistently. 3 rebounds, 2 assists, only 3 turnovers. He's keeping them down for being the primary ball handler, but did have 3 steals as well. Tyrese Halliburton in his 33 minutes had another almost monster game, but a very efficient game, as that's what Halliburton likes to do. Efficient game with a lot of energy, and likes to be a catalyst for his team. 7 of 14 from the field, 3 of 6 from 3. Unfortunately, it would have been 4 of 6, but bad play call at the end of the game to try to take the game, and we'll talk about that later. He had 3 rebounds total, 1 assist, which is uncharacteristic, but he was the one keeping the ball moving, so I'm fine with him only having 1 assist this game. He had a lot of passes that got there. Guys just didn't knock down shots. Best thing you can do as a point guard and get your guys the best looks that you can, but it's up to them to knock down the shots, and sometimes they just don't drop enough. And that's pretty much the story of this game. Also had 3 steals, Tyrese did. Rashawn Holmes, 27 minutes, had 11 points, 2 of 4 from the field. He was getting to the line quite a bit, knocked down 7 of 7 from the charity stripe. Also had 9 rebounds, 1 away from a double-double, 2 turnovers, 1 block. Maurice Harkless in this game struggled mightily, and that's another thing we'll talk about. In his 20 minutes, he had no points. He had 2 rebounds, had 2 steals. Still did play, and 1 assist. Still did play some very important defense for us. So that side of the ball was there. We just needed a little more from him on the offensive side of the ball to make sure that we secured this game. Buddy Hill played 31 minutes, and he had 17 points. He was 6 of 16, though, although he was 5 of 12 from beyond the arc, which bodes well. 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 turnovers, 3 steals for Buddy Hill. Look at that. And 1 block as well. Buddy Hill has been digging into defense more. And it's not those steals and the block that makes me say that. It's the eye test. Watching a game, watching him commit to putting more effort on that side of the ball. And I think being able to watch the game and him wanting to come in and affect the game overall since he's on the bench gives him more incentive to do those things. But overall, Buddy made a commitment to himself and to the team to play better defense this year, and he has been. And those 3 steals and that 1 block are merely just a byproduct of that. Watch the game and you will see Buddy doing the things that we need him to do. As we continue on, Alex Len played 20 minutes for us, and those 20 minutes were a foundation for us to stay in the game. His defense in the paint, how he played defense even on the perimeter for pick and roll defense, all of those things really, really contributed. He did a good job of moving the ball as a big man. When we put him in the high, the elbow pick and roll, just so many good things from Alex Len. A lot of guys hit a lot of really, really tough shots against Alex Len. And then when it was his turn to try to go up for some buckets, he was going up against Miles Turner in the paint. And that made it very difficult. Sabonis not known for being a great defender, but that's a beefy man. And, when it gets body to body, as Alex Len is not known to be a finisher around the rim, he's more of a defensive, big that, can be a rim runner. It just didn't bode well for him when it came to points. He had 5 total, 2 of 3 from the field. Shot 1 corner 3 that he's usually pretty good about knocking down, and it went in and then just swirled right back out. Not mad at him for taking that shot. Just how the ball bounced today. 5 rebounds only from Alex Len. You saw that Miles Turner had those 15. it was just tough for us to get rebounds today. We'll see also as we scroll down what it looked like from a team aspect, and it was not pretty. It's surprising that the Sacramento Kings stayed this close into the game, and you'll see that. Also, 3 assists for Alex Len. Davion Mitchell in his 28 minutes only had 2 points. He was struggling offensively as well. The whole team pretty much did. Davion is 1 of 7 from the field and 0 of 1 from 3. 6 assists, though. 1 steal, 1 block. And Terrence Davis played 5 minutes, missed both of his shots, and had a foul. If we scroll down a little bit and we take a look at the team stats, we'll see a little bit more of the story of this game, and it's pretty apparent right there. Field goal percentage, 44.6% for the Pacers, 36%, almost 37% for the Sacramento Kings. From the three-point line, neither team shot the ball well. 24% from 3 for the Pacers, 29% for the Sacramento Kings, as of course my iPad does its thing again. I think I'm definitely gonna do a screen capture next time, so expect that. My poor iPad, it's trying, but try as it might, it's having issues. Bam. All right, there we go. So 29% from 3 for the Kings. We only hit 10 of 34 after coming off of a game 2 days ago where we hit a franchise record 22 3-pointers in one game, and Buddy Hield tied the franchise record 8 3-pointers in a game. We come out and, we couldn't buy a bucket in the first quarter. Free throws, 77% for Pacers, 86% for the Kings. Assists, Kings had 20 assists, Pacers had 13. Rebounds, 54 rebounds for the Indiana Pacers, 33 rebounds for the Sacramento Kings. Our defense is the only thing that kept us in this game, because they were getting second chance points like a mug and just rebounding the crap out of us. Offensive rebounds, they had 13, we had 8. Steals, we had 14, they had 8. Blocks, they had 7, we had 6. And turnovers, they had 19, and we only had 12. We were not capitalizing off of turnovers enough, and it came back in the end to bite us in the rear. The story of this game is really the Sacramento Kings getting off to a very, very, very bad start in the beginning. A 19-point first quarter is just not going to get the job done. We just came off of a game against the Charlotte Hornets where we scored 35 points in the first quarter. We had a 70-plus point first half previous game. Now, granted, it is true that Charlotte, I believe, at that time was the worst defense in the league, while having, I think, is a top 10 offense in the league. Pacers, I'm not sure where they are defensively. It's something we could take a look at. But even with that, the Sacramento Kings were just missing shots. They were getting good looks, but it just wasn't dropping. And we settled for jump shots too much. Yeah, they got Miles Turner in there, so I get it. You don't want to go into the paint, but you're not always going to be able to win the way you want to win. You have to play the way you need to in order to win. And unfortunately, that was not something that the Sacramento Kings were committed to for at least the first 9 to 10 minutes of the game. They wanted to win the way that they wanted to. We still had the taste of that Charlotte game in our mouths, and we were dead set on tasting it again and winning that way. And trust me, I get it. It's fun to hit threes. It's fun to see your jump shot drop. And it's nice to be able to do that and not take any contact. But that you don't get to win the way you want to win. You have to play the way you need to in order to win. And we didn't. And it's really as simple as that. So, with that being the case, and I'm looking at the Indiana Pacers stats right now as a team. They're 7th in points scored. They're 5th in field goal percentage. They're 11th in free throw percentage. They're 3rd in three-point shots made. They're only 21st in total rebounds. And they are 7th in three-point percentage, as I said. Assists, they're actually 5th. Turnovers are 22nd. They average 15.4 per game. And defensive rating, I'll look up. But like I said, really the story of this game was just shots not dropping for us in the first quarter. We made adjustments in the second quarter to go to the rim more. We turned up our defense. It helped us get out in transition. We got more buckets that way. It wasn't enough. We fought back, and we were only down 5 points at halftime. Came back out, fought some more, ended up taking a lead, and then it stayed close, and then it came down to the last few minutes, that clutch time execution. Fox missed a elbow jumper. Davion missed a floater. We play some defense. We get the ball. We call timeout. Luke draws up a play. Should go to Harrison Barnes, who is the most experienced, the strongest, has the best opportunity to get a bucket, a foul, or both, which would lead to an and one, where we could have won the game. Instead, opts to have Tyrese Halliburton, who started to heat up in the fourth quarter, but wasn't red hot, have him take out the ball, pass it right back to him for a long hash mark three-pointer that falls way short. 2 defenders were right there. And we had time on the clock. We could have used a little bit of that time to get the ball to Harrison Barnes. And Harrison Barnes is the best player at drawing fouls. He's even better than De'Aaron Fox at it. And we didn't do that. And I'm not going to put the whole game on Luke Walton because I can't. Players weren't hitting shots. Can't blame Luke for that. He was drawing them up plays and getting them good looks. This offense and how we move the ball has been better. It only breaks down when De'Aaron wants to dribble too much, or Buddy wants to dribble too much, or Rashawn wants to take the ball in. But for the most part, the ball will stay moving and we'll get a good look. But that was, like, when it's on the coach to draw up the right play and the player to execute that play, Luke picked the wrong player and he drew up the wrong play. And that is on Luke. But not the whole loss. Can't put the whole thing on him. And if we would have won, I couldn't have put the whole win on him. This wasn't completely Luke Walton's fault, and don't expect to hear that come out of my mouth too often, very many times this season. With all that said, let's look ahead and see who we're playing next. It looks like we get a few days off, and then we go and we play the Nuggets, which not looking forward to that, but then again, play who we play, and it is what it is, right? All right. Excuse me as I take a swig of water. Season's changing, and all of our allergies are doing what they do. Next game, Wednesday, November 10th at 6 p.m. Definitely playing against the Denver Nuggets. The Denver Nuggies. And let's take a look and see how things are breaking down for them. As of right now, oh, hold on, whoop, wrong game. That's my fault. That is not the schedule. Let's go to the Sacramento Kings schedule. I don't know how it ended up on the Pacers. All right, Sacramento Kings, Sacramento schedule, and next we play, oh great, we play Phoenix again. Let's take a look at what's going on with Phoenix. So, Phoenix has won their last 5 games. So the last game that they lost was against us. And we have won 3 of our last 5 games. Okay. So if Phoenix plays today, their game is not in there, and our loss is not in there today. So now at this point, we are 3 of 5 for our 2 of 5 for our last 3 games. And we are ranked 2nd in points scored. They're ranked 10th. We are ranked 8th in field goal percentage. They're ranked 2nd. We are ranked 8th in free throw percentage. They are ranked 16th. We are 11th in three-point percentage. They are 20th. They're only shooting 33% from 3 right now. My goodness. We are 12th in the league for 3 points made at 115. They are last in the league, 3 points made. Dang. With 82 total rebounds, we're tied at 10th. Assists, they're third. We're ninth. We're top 10 in assists right now. That's pretty good. Turnovers, it's not. I mean, we're eighth and they're 16th, but we both average 13. You could say they average 14. And block shots, they're 18th. We're 24th. D Book, he's averaging 24. Barnes averaging 22. Both Holmes and Ayton are averaging 11 points. Chris Paul is averaging 12 assists right now. Fox is averaging 6.8 and 2.3 steals for Chris Paul, 1.3 steals for Tyrese Halliburton. I want to take a look at something real quick related to the Suns. I'm kind of curious about this schedule. Let's see, and how they've been. Okay, so they beat New Orleans at the start of the month. They beat Houston a few days after that, and then they did beat the Atlanta Hawks. It was a close game, but they did pull out the win against them. So it's actually a back-to-back. Our next game is tomorrow, so I'll be covering that. And and they play us at home. So so we got an early game today, and then we got a back-to-back tomorrow. It would be really nice to bounce back and beat them. I know we're going to be hovering around 500. I don't want to dip below it. You never want to dip below it, but I don't even want to get one more below it. It would be really nice to beat them. I want to see what their last few games look like as far as stats. Book had 38, CP had 16, Crowder 15, Bridges 8, JaVale McGee had 6. Ayton didn't play last game. JaVale McGee played. Okay. These are some of the things that I wanted to kind of see. Houston, what it looked like. Okay, Ayton did play 25 minutes. He had 16 points. Book had 27. Damn, Book is cold. CP only had 9, but he had 13 assists. Good Lord. Landry Shamet had 19. Cam Payne had 12. They're definitely doing it by committee. Okay, and then lastly, let's look at the New Orleans game, which don't mean much to me because they're playing New Orleans, but I'm just curious. So Ayton and Cam Payne didn't play that game. Bridges had 22, McGee had 18, Book had 18, CP had 14, Crowder had 13, Kaminsky had 17, and Cam Payne had 6. Okay, so we see how they're getting it done, and I just wanted to see that. All right, well, Sacramento Kings fans, the Kings fall short tonight, 91-94 against the Indiana Pacers. The biggest, I'm not super down about this game because of how we competed. We didn't hit shots, but we never, our energy wasn't like we're defeated, we're out of the game. Body language was good. Guys kept going after the ball. We would pick and choose times to be aggressive. We just didn't string the game. We didn't string together a game, 48 minutes of consistently smart decisions. We were picking and choosing when we wanted to be a good basketball team, and that's what hurt us. Amongst the missing shots, I don't want to say we were forcing the issue, but once you see the shots not dropping that much, we definitely did not go to the paint enough times and then work our way back outside, and that hurt us. But you live to play another day, and on that note, that day will be tomorrow. This is your boy Skip, aka Skip and Taj here of the Sacktown Breakdown. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. Again, please hit that like button so these videos circulate a little bit more. Feel free to hit that subscribe button. I really appreciate growing the viewer base. The more people we have in the comments, the more fun it gets. And don't be shy. Hit that Discord link. Come in. Let's have a conversation. Let's talk about these Sacramento Kings. Definitely hit me up on Twitter. More than happy to discuss these Sacramento Kings there as well. And looking forward to the next one. All right, y'all. Peace.